Hey folks, this is Jeff of SimSamurai.net. What you're looking at here is one of my panel creations for Bombardier Challenger 604. It's a nice little panel for a nice little business jet. Basically uses an assortment of freeware gauges and some payware gauges. Right here you're looking at the primary flight display and navigation display made by a company called Reality XP. This is a Jetline 4 series for FS 2004. It's a very nice payware gauge pack. Unfortunately, it's not available for FSX at the moment, and therefore this is an FS9 panel and an FS9 aircraft. However, the aircraft is compatible with both FS9 and FSX, so with a little modification, this panel could be adjusted and ported over to FSX using the aircraft. And the aircraft, I'll give you a look here, is this little nice bird here. One of the reasons why I chose it just is a great flight model, nice little Rejional hopper, and has a really actually a nice dynamic shine, nice flight model to it. Has a decent virtual cockpit as you saw, but was just not up to par as far as the 2D panel was concerned. You can see the similarities there between the virtual panel and my panel. So basically I took this thing under my wing and decided to make a panel for it, and give you a little tour. Basically what you see here is another gauge I commonly use that provides you with a moving map display. What I like about that gauge is you can click on it and it can go from terrain mode to dark mode, as you see there, just with the mouse click. It's very nice, very handy. You can use my GPS zoom in and zoom out function, which I assigned to my left thumb rocker, to zoom in or zoom out. There you can see we're headed through Utah right now towards Las Vegas. The ECAS system, this is part of the Jetline 4 pack from Reality XP. Moving down, got a transponder gauge, your audio selector panel, and then a radio tuner unit. Again, that's part of the Jetline 4 pack. And this is a flight management computer from ISG Sim. I'm learning how to use this right now. It's like a Boeing Smith style FMS. It's supposed to, I guess, reproduce it in almost 100% accuracy. So nice payware gauge to have there. This actually is part of a larger suite of gauges that comes along with this. You know, the gear gauge, of course, and the co-pilot panel essentially just mimics that of the pilot panel. And then back over here to the center panel, this is an autopilot, custom autopilot that I have built for this aircraft. It can obviously be used with other aircraft such as other Bombardiers like a CRJ, regional jet. And then of course the standby instrumentation right below it. And then down here where I usually have my flight management computer, I've got the Sandell 3400, again another gauge by Reality XP, and this is a great little gauge to have on board because it gives you terrain awareness, warning system, as well as a traffic collision avoidance system. Just with the click of a mouse I can change it from topography mode if I want, range in and out, different zoom levels, turn it on to just the traffic display only. It also has an RMI built into it, which is really nice. A dual RMI actually with two bearings selectors on it. And it's just a really handy little gauge to have on board any aircraft for that matter. Right here is the WAS gauge, or WAS 2.0 gauge from FS2X. This is a freeware gauge, which is a great little gauge to have that basically can turn any runway into a GPS approach, and therefore pretty much making practically every runway in the world accessible for instrument landings. This gauge is from Reality XP, also called the WX500 Weather Radar. This is a gauge that is available for both FS9 and FSX. It's a great gauge to have on board for flying in and obviously around bad weather. This is just a little gauge set that I put together that I use in some of my other aircraft that just is for your flaps indication, your speed brakes indication, and your trim indication. All three very important, and of course your parking brake. I can toggle off and on there on my panel. And as far as the hardware that I have, these are my dual yokes. that I have completed. You can see how they move in harmony with one another. And all the buttons on both function, and they function identically. So all the buttons on both sides, on both yokes, function identically. And let's see, there is my landing gear lever, my computer down here underneath. You take the quick here and there. Video cards are actually horizontally mounted using PCI Express extension cables. And we'll move over to my throttle quadrant with radio modules from GoFlight. These are what I think are the most cost-effective and best pieces of hardware for flight simulator avionics. Very nice, very realistic size displays that you'd find in real aircraft. Very durable components, and just really like to have them. This unit is for my comm radios, so you can see me toggling between my comm 1 and comm 2, and each one has a standby. I've got a transponder function here, which is really nice. Over here is my navigational radios. Again, this NAV1 radio or NAV2 radio, each with standby. And then ADF for NDBs, again with the standby, which is nice. And then back to nav there. These are toggle switches just used for things like your master battery, your avionics master, things of that nature, fuel pump, de-ice, pitot heat, etc. And this is my audio selector panel for your comms, your navs, your DME idents, marker ident, etc. And then right below that are my dual trim wheels. You can see you've got one for the pilot and one for the co-pilot. These are ones that you can see in my other tutorial videos in my 5-part series on how to build this yourself for about $100, or you can buy one for me for roughly $275. It's a dual functioning trim wheel. Really nice to have on board for realistic trim. It also includes a speed brake lever, which is nice, and then also a flap switch over here, a flaps toggle for up or down. And let's see what else we've got over here. Oh, the mouse. Oh, and of course my trusty co-pilot, the cat. Say hi, Zeus. And so that's about it for the Bombardier Challenger 604 from simsamurai.net. Please stay tuned to my website and continue to check out my videos, and please subscribe. Thanks for watching and have a good night. Bye.